Do you wake up in the morning feeling still tired, sluggish, maybe puffy? You have puffy eyes, maybe more of a swollen face, your joints hurt, your muscles are tender. Well, if this is you, I'm gonna give you my less than 5-minute drainage routine. That's right, drainage, not just lymphatic, drainage routine that truly makes a huge difference. Now, why does mornings matter so much? Well, the reason that is because we are laying horizontal for ideally anywhere between 7 to 10-ish hours at night, which means we're not moving. And remember, our lymphatic system only moves if we're moving it. It doesn't have a pump. So that means our lymphatic system massively slows down while we're sleeping. Now, part of that has to do with most of us are not diaphragmatic breathing while we are sleeping, which is going to cause some fluid retention throughout our lower body. And unfortunately, a lot of us have muscle tightness, tension, our pillows are too big, pushing our head forward, which then prevents lymphatic drainage from happening from our head. So our lymphatic system isn't draining very well, which is why we can feel the way we feel. So in this drainage routine, you're gonna notice a whole bunch of different things that are gonna help reduce puffiness, reduce fluid retention, increase energy, energize us, and get our bowels moving. We're gonna set our day up right in less than 5 minutes. Now, what I want you to remember is gentle is best. Lymphatic drainage is super gentle, it's super slow. And you'll see I'm actually wearing clothes that I wear first thing in the morning so you can see exactly what this looks like. Now, the bottom line is you do you. If I'm telling you to do something that you don't like, don't do it. Don't drink it. Don't do a certain move. It's totally fine. You figure out what works best for you as this is your routine. I'm just here to educate and to give you options and tell you what I've seen has worked the best for most people. Now, I'm gonna go a little bit out of order because I want you to see what I'm doing, and then we'll go through the whole routine. So one of the first things that I do is I will get my water boiling so that I can drink my morning elixir. I call this my drainage elixir. Not only is it nice and warm and like a cup of sunshine in my personal opinion, it really does help get everything moving and flowing. So what I will do is I will honestly have most of this already prepared. And then as my water is boiling, I'm gonna go do the lymphatic component and the massage component. But let's talk about this first, and then I'm gonna show you the massage and the lymphatic component. So this, like I said, is sunshine in a cup. So what this is warm water. This is raw local honey. This is organic lemon, whole lemon, rind and all. Organic ginger, peeled, because I want to expose most of the, like as much flesh as possible. It also has some cayenne pepper. And if you really want, you can even add a little bit of garlic, especially if you're fighting something off. Garlic is fantastic. So what I do is I combine a washed lemon, some cayenne pepper, grated ginger or sliced ginger very thinly into a mason jar. I layer it. I add my raw local honey. I mix it up and I let it sit for a few days in a dark, cool place. I usually just put it in my cupboard. Why? I want it to ferment. So what's gonna happen is the honey and everything's gonna pull some of the liquid and everything out of the lemon and the ginger. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna get nice and liquidy. Once I let it sit for a few days, what I do is I will then move it to my fridge if I don't think I'm gonna use it within a week. Usually I use it within a week, but if I don't, I'll keep it in the fridge and it'll last a little longer. Then what I'll do is I will take some of that liquid gold, so some of that honey, I'll take a piece of lemon because I just slice it really thin. I'll take some ginger, I'll put in my cup, and while my water is boiling, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go open and clear my lymphatic system and get my digestion going. But why this works, why this is part of my morning routine for drainage, and honestly, this just tastes so good, is a few reasons. So let's break it down. Let's break down all the things. So the cayenne pepper I add in there because cayenne's really good for circulation, and we want to get our circulation going, especially in the morning, right? We haven't been moving a whole lot at night, so we want that circulation to go. So I like cayenne pepper for that. You don't have to add a ton. It's not like it's like, ooh, spicy. I like my spice coming from my ginger. Now, ginger is fantastic because what ginger is going to do is it's going to help with lymphatic drainage, but it's also going to help with the gut. So it's going to help with gut motility. Lots of us have or experience a reduced reduced transient time. When we have a reduced transient time, that means we tend to be on the constipated side. Not good. That means we're absorbing toxins that we're supposed to be releasing. So ginger is really good at helping motility. It's really good at reducing bloating, cramping, all that kind of stuff. So it's great for digestion. Lemon is fantastic because it stimulates stomach acid. It can start to get like our bile going. So it's ultimately improving digestion. Lemon can also be really invigorating for the lymphatic system as well. The honey is really important, especially you want to do local. Local is going to be better for allergies. So I always go with a raw local farmer. Now the honey is fantastic because what the honey does is it's going to help with sluggish digestion as well. The reason that does is it can gently stimulate like more gastric motility, just like the ginger. It can help ease morning nausea if you have morning nausea. So some people, they wake up and they just don't feel so hot. And it can in some studies have shown to support having better bowel movements. Now the nice thing about honey is we're not doing a ton of it. I'm not as worried about insulin spikes because it's a far better source of sweetness, because it also contains things like minerals. It contains natural enzymes. It contains prebiotics. Honey contains prebiotics. And then that warmth is so soothing to the system. So I will start my day off with my cup of sunshine or my digestive elixir before I have coffee. So that is the first thing that I do. Now, like I said, my water's boiling. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and open up my drainage pathways. So come with me and do it alongside me. It's gonna take almost no time. And then once I'm done with this, that's when I go and drink this. All right. Join me. All right, you can see that I'm wearing really loose fitting clothes. Why? Because I want to make sure that I can get my whole body moving and get things flowing. Remember, tight clothing restricts lymphatic drainage. So I always try and wear loose, baggy clothing, especially in the morning as I get things moving. All right, so let's do this. Let's start with clearing our lymph nodes. So always starting at the termini, and you're going to do anywhere between 10 to 50 pumps. We're gonna do like 15. Usually in the morning, I will do somewhere around 20. Moving on to tonsils. The reason I like to open these up is because if these are closed, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not gonna get the lymphatic fluid to drain if my lymph nodes are closed and congested. On to apical. So my apical nodes, get that nice and clearing so that it has the ability to clear and drain the fluid from my breast, my arms, my upper back. From here, we're gonna go and do our armpit. And then the other side. So our armpit, our arms, our legs are the only time that we can't really do both sides at the same time. From here, you have the option to do diaphragmatic breathing and or the Cisterna-Chyli. Usually I do Cisterna-Chyli first, but truthfully I flip-flop. So it's probably about 50% of the time I will do one and then the next time I'll do the other. It doesn't matter. So we're gonna clear that Cisterna-Chyli. After we clear the Cisterna-Chyli, I'd like you to practice some diaphragmatic breathing. So in through our nose. The whole goal to diaphragmatic breathing, and I'd like you to do this 3 times, is to take a longer exhale. The reason we do the longer exhale is to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest, digest, and drain. One more inhale. And exhale. Onto the groin. We want to ultimately set our day up for success. So I will do usually 4 passes through here, and then I will do the back of my knee. From here, after I finish my knee, I'm going to bounce or shake it out. And the reason I do that is I want to start to invigorate my muscles, get my circulation going, get the fluid going in my lymphatic vessels. So I'm just pushing up on my toes, coming up and down. You can bring your arms up, sway them around, keep them out. You can do like a qigong sway. You can get on an exercise ball if you want and bounce, or a rebounder. You ultimately just want to warm and loosen things up. And it feels really good. From here, I will go and do an abdominal massage just to get my gut moving. Always start on the left side and you push down, so on skin to skin. If you do have constipation or issues, I highly recommend that you watch my abdominal massage video. Using an oil can be really beneficial. Once I go down like 4 or 5 swipes, I'm gonna go from my left rib cage down and over. And we're ultimately just encouraging the motility in our gut to get moving. And then right rib cage all the way over and down. Now this can be really good, especially if you're somebody that doesn't have daily or regular bowel movements. And then right hip up and over. Now this can sometimes be called the I love you. This is important to do it in this order. Why? Because if you have a blockage, meaning if you have backup, let's say over here, and you start over at your right hip, like I see a lot of people doing, where they'll just do clockwise motion, that can be okay and stimulating to the skin. But if you're truly trying to encourage the gut, we want to move in the direction that our stool ultimately moves out, starting at the end, just like we do with our lymphatic vessels. So that is my simple morning drainage routine where I'm getting my lymph, my circulation, my gut, and hydration all in less than 8 minutes. It's probably closer to 5, to be honest, especially once you get used to it. Give it a try. Cheers. Happy draining.